Okay, so now we're going to do an example problem of a company, Zapato company. They produce two types of boots, the Vaquero and Vaquera. There are 4 activities associated with the 2 products. The drivers for the 4 activities are as follows. So we have cutting hours, assembly hours, inspection hours, and rework hours. This is just a consumption ratio problem, so we don't actually need to know the total cost for this. For the activity rates, we would need to know the total cost as well, which we'll do in this video too. So to find the consumption ratio, first thing I do is I need to get a total column, and I'm going to add these two together, 4,000 plus 5,400. Handle that down to do them all. Then I'm simply going to take the number of hours for the individual boot divided by the total. Put F4 on that. I can just copy that over. Okay, we can make these percentages or decimals, whichever you prefer. For assembly hours, same kind of thing. Vaquero divided by the total number. Hit F4 to make that solid too. 38% goes to Vaquero and 62% goes to Vaquera. And then inspection hours, 945 divided by 3375, 28% and 72%. And then rework hours would take 150 divided by 600. And by the way, when I'm handling this over, what that's doing is that's just doing the same thing, but with Vaquera's numbers. So this one I took 4650 divided by 7500, 2430 divided by 3375, and 450 divided by 600. So I can make those all percentages, or you can make them all decimals, whichever you think looks better for you. But they work in the same way. So that would be my consumption ratios for those different activities for the 4 different drivers. Now, if I'm doing the same problem with activity rates, I do need to have a total amount in order to figure out the activity rate. So I need to figure out the activity rate for cutting, assembling, inspecting, and reworking. Again, I'm going to want to create a totals column. So I'm going to take cutting hours and add those to get a total. I'm going to total all those. Now, I want to figure out per cutting hour how much I can allocate per cutting hour. Assembling, I want to do it per assembly hour. Per inspection hour. And per rework hour. So I can allocate these on a per hour basis based on the different activities. So my activity bases are the hours themselves for the 4 different activities, and this is the total cost of the activities. So I can simply take, and there's where this Excel can speed you up a lot. I'm simply going to take my total cost, activity cost, divided by the total number of hours to figure out that it's going to be $24 per hour. So I took 225 divided by 9,400. Same thing here, 300,000 divided by 7,500, 67.5. And this is where, like I said, if you write your formula correctly in your reference, I can do all those in that amount of time compared to having to go through them all individually, which is much easier. So I got $24 per cutting hour, $40 per assembly hour, $20 per inspection hour, and $75 per rework hour. Now I'm going to do an example problem from this chapter to show why we do this, how it changes if we do a plant-wide overhead rate, and I will figure a plant-wide overhead rate on that problem too in the next video.